Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so pumped for this deep dive. Munich. We're diving into your picks for Munich, which, by the way, thanks for sending those in.
Yeah. Excited to see what's on your list.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think we're gonna unearth some hidden gems today. I have a feeling
Yeah.
stuff that's a little bit beyond the typical tourist traps,
Right.
like
Uh,
get into the real nitty-gritty of Munich.
exactly.
So, should we just dive right in?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
All right. So first up, Marienplatz. I mean, you can't talk about Munich without mentioning Marienplatz.
Absolutely not. The heart of the city.
It really is. It's a whirlwind of activity, and right in the middle of it all, you have the Glockenspiel. Have you seen this thing?
It's incredible. I mean, talk about a spectacle.
It's like it's kind of hilarious, right? Like all these little figures doing their thing. It's kind of quirky.
Like a little play.
Yeah.
And it's such a great representation of Bavarian folklore and tradition all packed into this clock.
It's wild, like jousting matches, dancing,
No, right.
all set to the chiming of these bells. It's pretty magical.
It's really something. And the square itself, Marienplatz, I mean, talk about beautiful architecture. Every building has a story. You look around and you see like centuries of history just kind of staring back at you.
It's true. It's true. You get that sense of history everywhere in Munich, but especially there. Okay, so moving on, you mentioned Nymphenburg Palace and the gardens. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the gardens?
I've seen pictures, but I'm sure they don't even come close to seeing it in person. They just look incredible.
They really are breathtaking. You step through the palace gates, and it's like stepping into another world. You've got these sprawling lawns, fountains, sculptures, hidden grottos, and the landscaping. It's just so intricate. You can spend hours getting lost in there.
And you can just imagine like the Bavarian rulers strolling through those gardens,
Oh, absolutely.
like peacocking around, showing off their power and prestige.
Oh, for sure. Each ruler would add their own little touch, like a new fountain or a grand avenue. So it's really a reflection of their ambition, their tastes.
It's like a living timeline of Munich's history.
Okay.
Okay, but let's move on from Palace Gardens to something even bigger, the English Garden. This place is enormous. I mean, it's one of the largest urban parks in the world. It's actually even bigger than Central Park in New York.
Wow. I did not know that.
No, right? It's massive. And you know what else is in the English Garden? Beer gardens.
Oh, of course. You can't go to Munich without experiencing a traditional beer garden.
I mean, it's quintessential Munich, right? So paint us a picture. What's it like?
Okay, so imagine this. You've been exploring the English garden, right? You're walking under these beautiful, like, shady trees.
Yeah.
And then you come across this clearing, and there it is, a classic Bavarian beer garden. You've got these long wooden tables. People are laughing, chatting. There's music playing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And everybody's got a giant pretzel in one hand and a stein of beer in the other.
The best. It's the best.
And it's not just about the beer, though. It's that atmosphere.
The Gemütlichkeit, right.
Exactly. It's that feeling of warmth and that shared enjoyment.
It's special. And speaking of special, your list also included the Deutsches Museum and the BMW Museum. Now, these are two very different museums, but both very cool in their own way.
Absolutely. And, it's interesting because they both kind of speak to Munich's identity as this hub of innovation.
I was just thinking that, like, on the one hand, you have the Deutsches Museum, which is all about science and technology. It's like this massive playground for anyone who's ever been curious about how things work.
Right. And it has everything. Like you could trace the development of everything from mining to space travel.
Exactly. And then on the other hand, you have the BMW Museum, which is all about, well, BMWs, but it's more than just cars. It's design, it's engineering, it's pushing boundaries.
Exactly. And I think it's so interesting that you have these two museums, representing these different facets of progress, existing side by side in the same city. It's pretty cool.
It's so true. And I think that's what makes Munich so fascinating, right? It's this really cool blend of the old and the new, the traditional and the modern. Like, you can have a beer in a beer garden that's been around for centuries,
Right.
and then go see cutting edge technology the next day.
I know, it's amazing.
It's pretty cool. I gotta say, this deep dive has just scratched the surface of Munich. I feel like we could spend hours talking about this city.
I know, right? There's
Yeah.
just so much to see and do.
But unfortunately, we are out of time. So for all you listeners out there, as you plan your own Munich adventure, think about this. How does a city so steeped in tradition and history continue to reinvent itself?
Right. How does it become this global hub for art, technology, and innovation while still holding on to its roots?
It's a question worth pondering, maybe over a giant pretzel and a liter of beer in a Munich beer garden.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Until next time, happy travels.